Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Eric Claville. I'm an assistant professor of political science, history, and pre-law advisor here at Hampton University, and also the director of the Civil Rights Institute here at Hampton. On behalf of our Hampton University family, our president, board of trustees, we'd like to welcome you here today for the 1619 conference, The Making of America, When Did We Become Americans, here at Hampton University, our home by the sea. We pray that you enjoy every roundtable, every scholarly engagement, every interaction that you have here. Because 1619 itself is one of the most important dates of our country. Everything that we have, everything that we see here in these United States of America started with that date. I would also like to give a special thanks to Dr. Cassandra Newby-Alexander and her colleagues from Norfolk State University, who have so graciously included us in this wonderful conference. This is the third year of the conference, and this is the first year in which Hampton University is co-hosting here on Hampton University's campus. For those of you who have not had an opportunity to come to our campus and visit, we welcome you here. Please enjoy our hospitality, enjoy all that Hampton has to offer you. Now, as we begin, we have individuals that are still registering, and they will be coming in as we start. But before that, well, after that, we will have Dr. Cassandra Newby-Alexander, who is the director of the Joseph Jenkins Roberts Center for African Diaspora at Norfolk State University, come and give a welcome.
Coming. We are so thrilled to be here at Hampton University and to have Hampton University be such a significant part of this event. And we hope that you'll be able to stay for most of our programming. In fact, if you look at the beautiful program that we've provided, and even we decided to add something new. We provided some actual primary documents so that you all see some of the things that people are referring to in 1619, what began in 1619. And I'm hoping that at the end of today, you will understand why 1619 really is the year that we started becoming an American society. This is very different than what happened in 1607 with Jamestown and its establishment, which wasn't supposed to be permanent. It was a temporary thing. But by 1619, we had an economy, we had a laboring force, and we had the beginnings of a culture. A culture that was uneven, that was often unfair, that was very different, that grappled, struggled, and hopefully, if you're interested, tomorrow, if you come over to Norfolk State University, you'll even have a chance to taste some of that culture with our Foodways program in the afternoon tomorrow. You'll have a chance to taste some of the foods that began to really enter into American cuisine. I'd like to acknowledge a person who really helped to inspire me to say we need to have scholarly conferences. Bring the scholars, bring the local historians, bring the community activists, bring the educators, bring the students, bring the general public together to look at this and begin to change the way we interpret this. And the person who really inspired me was Calvin Pearson, who is here today. If Calvin would stand, please. He is the director of Project 1619. And if you are signed up to go on the tour on Saturday, you will have an opportunity to hear more in depth about what Project 1619 is doing, including the erection of a monument where the first Africans arrived where they disembarked from the ship in 1619 in August. Thank you all for coming. I hope to see most of you tomorrow when we are at Norfolk State, and some of you on Saturday when you come to on the tour. I'd also particularly like to thank the National Endowment for the Humanities. They are the ones who help to sponsor many of our primary speakers. The Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial Commission, they are one of our important sponsors. The National Park Service, in particular the Fort Monroe Park Service, they are planning a fabulous program this evening that's followed by a reception. So for those of you who are looking to eat, come to the program and then eat. And it is a spoken word presentation that teaches you all about how people, young people, are using hip-hop, spoken word, and social media to communicate this important history. So thank you all for coming, and I look forward to seeing you throughout the day today and tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, Cassandra. Now we'll have a welcome from the Office of the Dean of the School of Liberal Arts, where the Department of Political Science and History is located here at Hampton University.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Noel Dickinson, the Assistant Dean in the School of Liberal Arts. On behalf of the Dean, Dr. Linda Malone Kalan, I do welcome you to our home by the sea. We hope that your travels to this conference and your time today will be pleasant, will be enjoyable, full of scholarly engagement about the importance of 1619. I would also like to welcome the elected officials who are present, representatives from National Endowment for the Humanities, Cox Communication, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial Commission, City of Hampton, the National Park Service, the Hampton Museum, neighboring institutions of higher education, and many, many other organizations represented here today. Please forgive me if I miss anyone, as it is not my intention to do so. I would also like to welcome one of our dear institutions from across the Bay, Norfolk State University, and the Joseph Jenkins Roberts Center for African Diaspora Studies, headed by no other than Dr. Cassandra Newby-Alexander, and of course her colleagues at Norfolk State. We are thankful for this being the first conference co-hosted by Hampton U and Norfolk State U, and how fitting it is that we are talking about the year 1619. So as we embark upon this monumental 400-year milestone in the history of the world, 1619 was indeed an important year in the making of America. From the founding of America's first legislative body that was responsible for establishing slavery in Virginia, to the impact of the African diaspora on the history and culture of the American society, and many, many other narratives that all work together to create what we call these United States of America. So I pray then that you will walk away from this conference with a renewed desire to pursue scholarship in the area, and most certainly scholarship that will benefit generations to come. So again, I welcome you to Hampton University, our home by the sea. Welcome.
Thank you very much, my good friend, for those warm words of welcome. I would also like to take this opportunity to provide a welcome from one of our dear friends of the university, Dr. Mamie Elok, who is also a state senator here in Hampton, representing the Senate District 2, and who is also a tenured professor here at Hampton University and former dean of the School of Arts for almost 2 decades. She writes, "Dear conference participants and sponsors, I would like to take this opportunity to welcome you to this year's 1619 Making of America Conference. It is befitting that this conference and discussion takes place beginning at Hampton University and in the city of Hampton because of its significance to events that began in 1619. The year 1619 has been a forgotten but important watershed year for America. In 1619, 20 Africans arrived in colonial America. The House of Burgesses, America's first legislative body, was founded, and tobacco production established a visible economy for the state of Virginia. It is the mission, therefore, and purpose of this conference to gather scholars, educators, and also the community to transform and expand the discussion about the way the nation sees this critical period in American history. I would also like to thank the sponsors of this event, the National Endowment for the Humanities, Cox Communication, and the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial Commission for their unqualified support. Additionally, I would like to thank the historical interpreters, educators, park rangers, and invited scholars from New York University, the University of Toronto, California State University, the University of Pennsylvania, University of Houston, Temple University, Morgan State University, and the Dance Theater of Harlem for taking time to contribute their experience to this very significant event. It is my hope that each of you will enjoy the presentations, the discussions, lectures, and your time in the city of Hampton and here at Hampton University. Again, you're welcome. Signed, Mamie Elok, Member, Senate of Virginia, District 2. We'd like to thank her for this letter and also her support and service on the Dr. Martin Luther King Commission here in the state of Virginia. Okay.